Well, I am homeless. That's the table not being level. I am homeless in the threatening, and I do know you mentally ill, but I don't know you sexually abused. Not everybody who's not myself has been sexually abused, even though there are many of you who assert that you know what that is, but you've not been a subject of itself, and you are disapproving of sexual abuse. Yeah, but you don't have that problem with yourself in the threatening. You don't actually speak with yourself about yourself, most of you. Let's say there are some of you who might know. You might know, but if you are trying to take my keys away from me, you don't know, do you? No, you don't have a problem. You are one. This is lemonade paradise punch. So it's another punch of sorts. I had some fruit punch last night by Body Armor, and maybe some the day before. It was one bottle that I used to make flavor a bottle of water to make it a fruit punch, um, essential essence taste of bottled water, um, instead of something like Crystal Light. So now I'm drinking straight lemonade. Fruit punch in the mouth. I have a punch in the mouth today. So I'm drinking fruit punch, but I'm about to be out of gas with fruit punch. And then I'm going to be homeless, and I need the creation of myself to be on time, that I will die out of the formed world before I have an emergency hunger and I have nowhere to be with itself. I had emergency hunger. I didn't have anywhere to be with itself. On September 2nd, year 2022. And I didn't worry about it. I just was outside in the heat, and I was standing up in a park, and I fell. I collapsed in the park on the ground, and I did not stand up because there was nowhere to go. It was homeless, deceased, and threatening, and I knew it. And I died to myself just fine, but my body was still there, like to my dismay. I don't know the God who created me that day and all the way until here. But I'm in order and I do everything with myself for myself until I don't have custody of myself. Why would I need to worry about that? I'm in order. You make it seem like I'm in order has to feed somebody who's not myself. I might lose everything, but I'm not a feeder. Well, I'm not a feeder. If I lose something, that means I don't want it. If I see somebody who's not myself go away with something that's mine, wow, why don't you just go to the superstores and shoplift? Why are you interfering with my life? Does God want to know what you think of me? Yes, but I'm in order. I don't ask God what he thinks of me. Why would I ask you? I have a sky high mental capacity for somebody my age. I've been alive for 45 continuous years of alive, and I have never missed a day of work in my life being alive. I'm continuously alive, but I am not continuously employed, and sometimes I'm not there to myself because I'm shunning that I am overextending myself in employment. So that's not fair that you think I can make up for missing money with myself. That's true, I have to lay down more leverage, and I am at this point saturated. I have completely eliminated Saturday as one of the days of the week and weekend. I am saturated. I don't have any need for any more leverage at this time. And I'm saying that to myself above and with myself right here, that I rest myself. So you can just give me free food until I'm not here anymore. Yoo-hoo, because there's no one to tell but this camera. I missed dinner tonight. Well, I want dinner. Why can't I have dinner tonight? It sounds like I'm not going to get any more food from that Mitch just blocked me on his cell phone. Are you surprised? I know you're not surprised because if you look at the YouTube channel, do you know how to touch, how to find the number of views of this video and the other videos on the channel, and how to get to the YouTube channel from this video where this video is posted? Well, I guess there's different ways you can touch around the touch screen besides just like opening the video and it will play. I guess you can touch around the touch screen and find different information, including the other videos that I posted along with this one, depending on how you found it. Uh, is it on your feed? I don't know what that is. I don't mean to put my videos on somebody's feed. I don't actually feed somebody's internet service provider contracts. I don't feed them. So, but I know that I get a comment from time to time, so I don't know how you can see the videos. And there are many counted views, but I don't know who the viewers are. So I missed dinner tonight. Well, I don't want it now. I just want to get through the time until I get hungry again. And then I want that to be a good time of my day to eat. I need about an hour of preparation for the food because it's what's left of the pot pies. And then so that I would put one in the oven and it takes about an hour. Um, how many pot pies are left? About four, right? I think four. Pot pies. So I have four days to live if I'm alive. I've always been alive when I run out of food or if I'm not allowed to be someplace in housing. I'm technically not allowed to be here, but Mitch said he would block me, but he didn't come to the door and take my keys and lock me out. Like push me outside of the door frame and lock the door and I can't get in. And I didn't break the window to get in Karma. I can't make a key and get in myself. Yeah, I don't have another way to get a key from anywhere. No. Well, how is God controlling that he's just going to block me, but he didn't come all the way to the address? How does God know that? Well, I don't know that. I don't know that about God. Deceased in the threatening. Why isn't that done in heaven? Because I'm in order here and I'm not succeeding in the motion that I'm making, which is that I need things, but I don't need any trouble from you. Well, you can make more trouble than it's worth to need anything at all. I sent a message to the landlord Geri, Jerry. And I let her know that Mitch has blocked me from the cell phone and communication and from food access from the supermarket. And Jerry owed me the food before Mitch gave me any, and I don't expect her to offer me food. I think that's going backwards, and I think Mitch would not approve of that. I think Mitch would rather that she would, since she's the nearest landlord, she would come and push me out of the doorway of the apartment and lock it behind myself so I can't use this phone anymore. No more internet access, and no more food, and no place to sleep, and nothing to wear. So I assume that's their agreement because he paid her rent and that's why he paid her the rent, right? Isn't that what family is for? Rebecca, your family paid your rent. Isn't that what family is for? Let's get this over with. I'm not alive that way. I'm not alive with family. So let's not beat around the bush. I'm none higher than me deceased. I am none higher than he deceased. Creation of myself right here resting. So, how is this helping that somebody thinks somebody died? I heard Jerry say to me directly, she thinks that Charles Toad died. I heard that Mitch say that directly to myself, he thinks that Charles Toad died. And I don't know if Charles Toad died or not because I'm not a medical examiner. And if I was a medical examiner, I wouldn't be here. So let's clear that right up. If I was a medical examiner, I would be in a prison with deceased address with a morgue, and I'd be in the morgue. I'd also be a male. I'm the Godhead. I'm not really male, but I'd be a God, and I would not be here with you. It wouldn't be you. I wouldn't be with you. I would be myself laying in the morgue. I've been given shots of Halidol as though I'm a body in a morgue, and then you talk to me after that is not due. You don't know how to stop your talking disaster. If I was a body in a morgue, I would have to have a deceased address for the morgue so that nobody would disturb that the body in the morgue isn't moving. So Ross and Neal Psychiatric Hospital, that's illegally in Las Vegas City proper, and also Valley Hospital is near UMC University Medical Center. Shadow Lane in Las Vegas, Nevada is also illegal. Valley Hospital, behavioral health, that's illegal. You don't have the address deceased to be talking about somebody's behavior. The staff is in the wrong with the behavior. They need the address to see so that they don't start with what they're going to tell you about how you're going to get out of the hospital because you don't work there and they don't work for you. The staff in the hospital say get out of the hospital because the staff doesn't work for you. What do they work for? The insurance. They work for the hospital. They work for the insurance. That means they don't work for the hospital, they work for the insurance. They don't work for the insurance, they work for the hospital. They don't work for each other, they work for the insurance. They don't work for themselves, unfortunately. They don't know how to work. The face mask problem of COVID 19 is not solvable. Doctors, surgeons who wear a face mask. The surgeon who wears a face mask is not to speak through his face mask, but I suppose that's how everybody else speaks through their face mask as well. That was elsewhere's true about the surgeon was wearing a face mask and speaking through the face mask. Well, I would like to be comfortable and know that God is going to take care of me from now on. I need to be comfortable because my last feeder just cut me off. Technically, I don't stay here in the apartment, but maybe God can decease the apartment, but he can't make food in here, which means he needs to give me a death. I can't be here if he can't make food in here and I can eat it. I need a death on myself. How does he want me to keep up with the spiraling out of control interest in myself being, I don't know, buried alive so that you don't worry about where I am anymore? Would you exhume my body if I was 6 feet underground, 12 feet underground, if I was in a grave and it was buried and it had a tombstone or a headstone? Would you come back after a month looking for me and exhume my body? I just want to know if you can really survive that long because you don't really go from blank to blank without disturbing my peace right here. Well, I have known Mitch since the year 1983, and this is the year 2025, so let's count that. 1980 to 2000, that's 20 years. 1983 to 2000, that's 17 years. And that's how I would count it. 17 years plus 25. So 25, 35 plus 7, that's 40, 42. 42 years. The other way is it's 25 plus 17, 35, 45 minus 3, that's 42 years. So I've known him for 42 years, and he just introduced himself to me that he doesn't agree with who I am and what I said to him in some of the text messages and the videos. He didn't watch them all because I guess it was just taking too much of his time to watch them, and he didn't like that it takes that much time to know me or be in contact with myself. But I am traumatized of a 45-year long lifetime of myself, and I need leverage on myself deceased. And the leverage on myself deceased is really pointed at that you don't know me personally. And why does he want the same last name as me, Moser? Did he change his last name when he said he blocked me on his phone? He's not going to talk to me anymore by texting. How do you know how to block somebody on your cell phone? Are you sure you know how to do that for the God who's creating you and your genitals? Well, I didn't block him on the cell phone. I have to say it that way. If I see that Mitch doesn't write me anymore, maybe he blocked me. But I didn't set the blocking myself on the cell phone. I know how to do it, but I didn't do it. So he doesn't agree with what I said to him. He doesn't agree with who I am. But I have been alive and alive. And I have been very far traveled and alive. I've been to 18 countries. I had my last name bank frauded alone. I didn't blame Mitch for that. I also went back to using the name Moser, and I did not have any support for that. I had been Moser since the year 1983 to him, 1982 to myself. Um, Maybe 1981 is what's wrong with that. 1980, I didn't have a last name. 1981, I might have had a last name. I got it in kindergarten, K4, from Mrs. Plesko. My age would be kindergarten, K4, or sometime in that school year. I got the name Moser. And then I have to say that I don't know the karma that, what does that mean? That Mitch doesn't want to talk to me anymore because he doesn't like me personally? I know, but I've ever been myself. That was the money that he liked about me over the years. He didn't like what I had to say to him directly. Well, I have leverage on my body. I have leverage on myself in Alive, which is holding alive of the whole formed world for 45 years of Alive. And I can't afford that he just doesn't like me personally. I'm not really just a person with genitals. My genitals alive, his genitals, my genitals alive, everybody's genitals, and they are illegal genitals. The penis is an illegal genital and it's aliving by myself, and female genitals, which are illegally from Jesus, is not alive here. I have female genitals that way. Michael Michelson, whom you know as Jesus, is the entity that has been promising me female genitals on myself for quite some time. In eternal life would be something like 10 million years. I've been looking at these female genitals. And now that I'm in them and about complete, I'm hearing Mitch tell me directly he doesn't like me personally in these female genitals, is the way I see it. And he just doesn't like who I am. And I get that. He doesn't like who I am. I have a video posted on the YouTube channel on one of these two cell phones. About the texting exchange, elaborating on what I said to Mitch and what he said to me by texting. But of course, it is, I'm going to disclaim it. It is a cell phone number and another cell phone number, and there's communication. That's not really a locked up problem that who is using the cell phone. It's true that anyone can use the cell phone if they can see it and touch it and use it. They can, and that's how I know who it is from my point of view, for God, between God and myself. But it's not between me and everybody else that I know who is using this cell phone. So I don't want to hold Mitch as a person responsible that way in front of you. But I'm just testifying to God above and in this camera, and I'm going to post it on the internet. And I know that it's still public, that people can see it if they can or do, if you can or do see it. So I'm just making that known this way.